What's going on, everybody? Tyson from VS Card Hub coming back in, and we've got another non-sports rip that should be pretty fun today. So these are the 2025 Topps Chrome Star Wars value boxes. Just picked these up. Actually put them on pre-order. I posted here on YouTube as well as over on X. Amazon actually had them on pre-order direct from Topps about a week or so ago. They were pre-ordered at $30, I think, limit of two, and then they dropped the limit to one. So I grabbed an order at two, and then when they dropped it down to one, I grabbed one extra. Ended up with three value boxes, $30 a piece. Not too bad. I wanted to check them out because if you saw the Topps Chrome Marvel stuff, that was actually a super fun rip. The cards were real nice. They were super thick and solid. And I was kind of curious if the Star Wars stuff, was kind of on the same level. So this is it here. Star Wars value boxes, 5 cards per pack, 8 packs per box. So you're actually getting quite a few cards in here. That's what, 80 cards? So, or excuse me, 40 cards. What am I doing? I can't math today. There it is, 40 cards total in here. You're going to get characters from across the entire Star Wars universe. So everything from the original trilogy to the prequels to the final trilogy. I know some people tend to not claim that the first and third trilogies took place, but it is what it is. But you're also going to get it from the spin-offs. So you're going to get stuff from the Mandalorian, from Rogue One. You're going to get stuff from the newer series, Acolyte, Skeleton Crew, that sort of thing. So you're getting it across the entire universe. I was looking at the checklist. I believe it's a 200 card checklist. Let's see, does it say it on here? Nope, apparently not. So I believe it's a 200 card checklist because I looked up the checklist. You're going to get both characters that are super well known. You're going to get, droids that are, hey, who the heck is that person? So you are going to get some characters that are pretty, unknown or secondary, third, or just even tertiary characters in some of the series. But it is what it is. But you're going to get the big ones. You're going to get Luke. You can get Han Solo. You can get some of the newer ones, the Mandalorian, Kylo Ren, all that stuff. One that I did notice, and not going to go too far down the road, but it was kind of a unfortunate one to see the character not in here. But when I was looking at the checklist, I guess, regardless of how you feel, one way or another, they did not put Cara Dune in here from The Mandalorian. So, obviously, if you followed that whole thing, Gina Carano made, statements on social media that didn't jive well, ended up getting written out of the show, and Cara Dune is not in here. All the other characters from The Mandalorian, even some of the, like I said, secondary, third, droid characters and stuff are in here, but Cara Dune is not on the checklist. So kind of interesting, kind of sucks. I used to be a Gina Carano stan back in the day. Super good MMA fighter. I mean, she was 12-1-1 in Muay Thai, 7-1 in MMA before she turned to acting. But like I said, not going to go too far down that road. But yeah, it kind of sucks not to see her in here. But here we are. Here is the design. There's Padme on there. Whoop, there we go. A little bit too close there. There's Padme from the original trilogy, or the prequels. We have our first Prism Refractor. There's Grand Admiral Thrawn. Very nice. Kind of get a close-up of that one. Kind of went fast. There's Grand Admiral Thrawn on the Prism Refractor. I think it's 4 refractor parallels per box. So there we go. There's a Skeleton Crew. They do have these little inserts for the different series in here. Nice little refractor there. Like I said, you're going to get some characters and be like, oh, who's that guy? There's Captain Porter and Dengar. So I will admit, some of the newer series, like I've not seen the Acolyte, I've not seen the Skeleton Crew. I've seen a little bit of Rogue One, But I've not finished the whole thing. You know, I watched The Mandalorian, watched the Book of Boba Fett, but unfortunately, I've not seen some of the newer ones. So there are going to be some characters I'm going to, you know, even I'll be like, who's that person? So there we go. There's our first couple nice colored cards. Cards look good. They're thick. They are just like the Marvel cards. It's kind of crazy because they're thicker than you know, the Topps Chrome baseball, or at least they feel thicker. There's OSHA, so they do also have. So there we go. The debut seal down here in the corner. So they do have some of the newer characters from the newer series. They have a debut seal, so that's kind of like their rookie shield. There we go. There's Bosk. Nice little refractor there. And there's one of the ones from the Acolyte. There's another refractor there. Garza Whip. And Moff Gideon. There we go. That one, I can't tell. It almost kind of looks like a refractor, but it's not. I must be picking up some other light in here. There you go. So it looks like each pack so far has had, you know, 2 refractors in it. You can get autographs in here. You can also get other stuff like sketch cards. You can get, yeah, you can get autographs. You can get sketch cards. You can get, what am I thinking of? The paint by numbers. So they have other inserts that are paint by numbers. It'll be, you know, just a black and white picture, and it'll have numbers on it. So you can actually, I mean, if you really want to, you can color the card in. So there's Ragnar Vizsla. Another one of the debut characters there. Tobias Beckett on the refractor. And we got another Acolyte insert. And there's May. I believe May is from the Acolyte. If I'm correct. Yep. And Skull Ridge Mountain Hotler. Yeah, Skeleton Crew. Yeah, it's one of those ones like, who? I haven't seen the series, so one of those characters that I'm not really sure who that was. But yeah, so far the cards look good. I will say that the cards look good. They, like I said, they're following the Marvel, kind of the Marvel cards, and actually looking pretty good. So there's Jord Fandar, again debut, and Wilman Pack, and we've got our first Ray Wave, the Stranger. The Acolyte? Yep, that was the Acolyte because they had a nice fight in there. I remember seeing that. There's the Stranger on the Ray Wave, not numbered. You can get numbered cards out of here too. That was not numbered. There's Bo-Katan and Anakin. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see a nice little numbered card. You can get, you know, things like the Superfractors and all that out of here. I don't think they have, you know, patch cards or mem cards or anything like that. At least not that I saw. They do have like dual character cards and everything. There's Unkar Plut. And Yoda. Yoda on the nice refractor. That's a nice one. And Skeleton Crew. Dr. Gorst. I believe that's from Mandalorian. No, Andor. That's another one I haven't watched. Andor, forgot about that one. Clothing Captain Rex. So not bad. Overall, not bad. I mean, like I said, for 30 bucks, you can't really go wrong. I mean, if you're a fan of Star Wars, any of the series or anything, can't really go too wrong. They do have the hobby boxes. I'm not sure. I didn't see how much the hobby boxes were going for. Ooh. Is this one of the sketch or color by numbers card? There's Soul. Wendell on the purple Ray Wave, or kind of a pink Ray Wave. There's Farah on the back. And Mo Adana. And this is, oh, that's sick. Boba Fett. Star Wars by the number card. Boba Fett. So that is the by the number card. If you really want to, you can sit there and go in and color the card by the numbers. Because these ones, let's see if I can see. If you can kind of see the surface, it's more of a paper surface, whereas everything else is more of the kind of chromium reflective. This is more of a paper surface. So if you really wanted to, you could actually go in and color that card by the numbers. That's sick. We'll throw Yoda back there. Just have some folks in the back here. Obviously, you can get Baby Yoda or Grogu. He is in here along with, the Mandalorian and all them. That's sick. Nice little color by numbers card. I saw some of those on like the little preview images, and I was like, "Ooh, those are pretty cool." All right, Orthopeel. There's Finn on the Prism Refractor, and Skeleton Crew, K250, and Indara. Go ahead and toss Finn in here. Been trying to keep my eyes out for some more of the Marvel stuff. I had a lot of fun with the Marvel stuff. A lot of cool cards in there. It was one of those ones. It was kind of a trip down memory lane. Have not been able to find it again. There's K.O. Organa and Poe Dameron. There's Moadana again, this time on the Ray Wave. Moff Gideon again. This one's just a base. And Lorsan Tekka. I might be butchering some of these names. I do apologize. I don't think I've got any numbered. Some of these almost look like they should have been numbered. But yeah, they do have numbered stuff in here. You can get the cool shimmer design. I think you should be able to get the superfractors. Yeah, I believe it said the superfractors were in here. Ooh, what is this? So we got Pip, the robot. There's Professor Wang. There's Kato Conics. Greedo. Han shot first. And we've got Furnock. Interesting. Outer Worlds Oddities. So this is another insert here. Outer Worlds Oddities Furnock. I don't think it's a short print, but it is a little bit more rare insert. Let me know if you've opened any of this stuff. Post down in the comments. Have you opened any of this? Gotten anything good out of here? There's Qui-Gon Jinn. DJ on the Refractor. Another Acolyte. I think I already got that one, actually. Yeah. There's another Anakin and Garza Fwip. So we're getting some repeats in here now. It's kind of unfortunate. Start pulling from this pile here on the left. There's Lobot. Ooh, there we go. There's a nice little Darth Maul on the Prism Refractor. Skeleton Crew. So I'm just going to throw that in the pile. There's another Dengar and Fifth Brother Inquisitor. So yeah, we're starting to see some repeats in here. So there's only 3 value boxes, 3 blasters, so kind of sucks that we're getting repeats already, especially on a 200 card set. So some of the bigger characters you're probably going to be hunting for. There's a 2-1B droid and General Strix. Mon Grem on the Ray Wave. Admiral Akbar at the trap. His memes will live in infamy. Doxtrossi. There's Benjar Pronic. There's Greedo again, poor guy. Jackie Lon. And once again, Admiral Snack Bar. What, Greedo? You can go back here. Han Solo treated you wrong, my man. R.I.P. Go. There's another Furnock, this time on a base card. There's Null on the refractor. Acolyte again. So it seems like those... ooh, there's a young Lando Calrissian on the base. And General Hux. Seems like these horizontal cards are probably not as rare as I thought, maybe. Because we're starting to get repeats of those ones, too. There's a little Porg. Masameta. There's a 5th Brother Inquisitor on the Ray Wave. There's Clothau. And Luke Skywalker, at least on the base there. Hey, young Mark Hamill. Down to about, oh man, 8 packs left. Yeah, so you end up with a lot of packs. So is it 8 packs per box? So that's what, 24 packs here. Queen Apollona. There's Master Codebreaker on the refractor. Another skeleton crew. Captain Gerard and Jabba the Hutt. There's Yariel Poof. Dengar on the Ray Wave. Ooh, what is this? Oh, this is one of the sketch cards, I believe. I believe that's a sketch card. Yeah, that's... Ooh, that is nice. Nice little Obi-Wan on... I think that's one of the sketch cards. I'll have to take a look. I'll post it up on the screen here if I'm wrong, but I believe that is one of the sketch cards. That's cool. Because it's more of a cartoonish style, if you can see it. That's cool. Alright, where did I leave off? Mace Windu and Boba Fett. Sweet, so we've gotten some pretty good hits. I'm plenty happy with this. There's Vetch, Zanwan, and Skullridge Mountain Hotlear. Clone Captain Rex and Bo-Katan again. Nistra. Ooh, there we go. Nice little Lando Calrissian. Oh, that's the old throwback Lando. Another Acolyte there. Jar Jar. Jar Jar Binks. And Cream. Nice little Lando on the refractor. Seems like these packs don't end. Kind of one of those ones where, like, you keep opening and it's like, man, I still got more packs come back here. It's like they keep showing up out of nowhere. There's the client. Oh, we got another oddities back here, possibly. Captain Porter. And Rathtar. Outer World Oddities. Basil and Dryden Voss. Pretty cool. Throw him in the back here. Alright, well, we got 4 packs left. Whew. Man, these things, not gonna lie, they last a while. Especially for coming out of the blasters. There we go, there's the Mandalorian. Fortunately, it's just a base. Ooh, what is this? Like a... Nope, just a refractor. Almost look like a shimmer. There's Galen Erso. Skeleton Crew again. Farah and Dr. Gorst. So I'm wondering if the blasters don't have... I'll have to go back and look at... See if I can find like the odd sheet. The blasters... Wonder if they have way less odds for numbered cards than the hobby boxes. I think the hobby boxes have like multiple numbered cards per. Ooh, is that another sketch card? Or another one of the paint by numbers? There's a Sully Stark. There's May. There's Moedana again. Hotler again. And another paint by numbers. Ooh, Jabba the Hutt, excuse me. It's a little Jabba the Hutt. Color by numbers. So we at least got 2 of the color by numbers. Pretty good characters, too. Jabba the Hutt, Bib Fortuna, and Salacious B. Crumb. Very nice. Let's see, we'll put them back here. So we got 2 color by numbered cards. I'm just going to throw May up there. 2 packs left. There's Shin Hati, General Pride on the Refractor. The Acolyte, once again, we've gotten that one again. Conics and May again. So I know for a fact we haven't gone through the full 200 checklist, but I think there's a few of those base cards I know I've gotten at least three cards of each. There we go. There's a Ray. Get her up here. There we go. There's Ray on the base at least. Cadel Conics. And Furnock again. 5th Queen's Brother. And finishing it off with poor Greedo. So there we have it. We got 2 of the Furnock. So these ones are a little more rare, but I guess you can still get some repeats there. But there's 3 value boxes of Topps Chrome Star Wars. Not too bad. So you get a lot of... Man, Pile's trying to run away on me here. For 3 value boxes, you get a lot of colored cards, inserts, parallels. Luke there. We've got a few nice cards in here. So pretty solid haul for, like I said, for 3 value boxes at 120 cards. That one's sick. That one is super cool. The colored by numbered ones are cool. Like I said, I saw those beforehand. I was like, that's actually a cool idea to go with. It's just the cards, make them paper, but you can color them if you really want to. Like if you want to sit there and pull out the colored pencils or whatever, you can color those in. That's pretty cool. Besides that, we got Finn on the Prism Refractor. There's Yoda on the Refractor. Nice little green color match there for Mr. Yoda. We got a couple Furnocks. I thought these were going to be a little more rare. Rathtar. Nice little old school Lando on the Refractor. And once again, Greedo. R.I.P. Han shot first. There you have it. Let me know what you think. Are you getting any of these? Did you pre-order any? Have you already opened some? Did you get anything good? What do you think of this stuff? It's pretty cool. You actually get a fair amount of hits. Unfortunately, with the value boxes, we did get a lot of repeats, as you saw. So there's a lot of base cards in here that we got 2, 3, possibly 4 different copies of. So you do get a lot of repeats in there, but you do get a lot of cards. So 120 cards, 40 cards for 30 bucks. I'd say it's pretty good and with a good amount of hits. So I'd give it a thumbs up. I'd probably do it again. I'll have to go take a look and see what the hobby boxes are going for. Like I said, I have not seen what the prices are on those, but might be interested to check those out if they are not getting all snatched up like Marvel did and go into the secondary market at like twice their value, which was just stupid. Anyways, I'm going to quit yapping. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all next time.